Hey guys, it's Robbie again. And so I filmed an average of 5 solves, and I have a topic that I'd like to talk about. Hopefully, my audio and maybe my video is better this time around. I went through a lot of effort. Anyway, so today we were driving down to, well, a city. I probably shouldn't say where. And we went to a restaurant called Boston Market, which, if you don't know, they just serve chicken. And So I brought my Rubik's Cube in. I thought it was pretty funny because um, so I got my chicken. I got like a three-piece dark meat, which is really, really good, and macaroni, mashed potatoes, and it was like $5. And so I went up to the lady and I asked if I could um, buy a, or if she could pay for my meal. And then she's like, or no, if I entertained her with my Rubik's Cube, then she would have to buy me a free meal. And then she's like, no, no, we can't do that here. And then I said, well, just if I can entertain you, just what can you do? And she's like, well, what can you do? And I said, well, I can solve it pretty quickly. You want to see that? And then she said, okay, well, I don't know. I don't think we can do it. Well, we're not allowed to do it. And I said, all right, well, how about I just hand it to you, and then you mess it up, and we'll talk about it or something like that. And then so she took it and she started messing it up, and then she said, so how fast can you do it? I said, well, I can try it in under a minute if you buy me my meal. And she said, okay. So then we started, or so then I pulled out my timer on my phone. I explained it to her how if I touch it, then it'll start. When I touch it, it stops. And then I went ahead and did it, and she pulled out a camera or her cell phone, and then she filmed it, and I got it solved in 31 or 33 seconds. I forgot. Anyway, so she paid for my meal. It was hilarious. Well, actually, I felt bad because she didn't just because she paid for my meal, but it turned out she just gave us it for free, like on the receipt, but she didn't have to pay for it, so it was all good. Um, and yeah, it was just so cool, and there were a bunch of kids there, and so they were fascinated when I brought in my Rubik's Cube. Yeah, I brought it in unsolved. I was trying to get a free meal from the get-go, just pretending I could solve it really slowly or something. And so I was just trying to scam everybody there pretty much. So anyway, um, so oh yeah, these kids they saw me, and after I started eating for a while, they said something to me, and I looked over and I said, "What's up?" And so they wanted to see me do it, and so I said, "All right, I'll do it for you." So I let them mess with it a bit, and I let them each take a turn. There were like 6 or 7 of them, but they only turned it a couple times each, so I was able to figure out what they did. It only took me like 10 seconds to solve it. It was hilarious. But I told them, "Oh, you got to do it more." And then so after that, they did it more, and took them a couple minutes to mess it up, which I thought was funny because I could solve it faster than that. But anyway, so I um I solved it for these kids, and they were like totally impressed, and they were saying I did it in like 5 seconds of stuff, even though I did it in like 30. And my mom filmed it. It was hilarious. And then after that, my dad was messing around. He can't solve a Rubik's cube, but he was messing with the kids and told them that he could do it in like less than 5 seconds. So they're all like, "Wow, no way!" And he pulls out, or he takes my Rubik's cube over to that table, and he's like doing it, or he's like telling him to mess it up more. And then he kind of told me before he went that he wanted me to do it for him, and I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it." And then so he brings it to the kids, and without saying anything, I just walk out, walk out of the restaurant. I didn't tell him anything, but I was grabbing my other Rubik's cube from my backpack, like really nonchalantly, and he had no idea. So then he just stalled the kids the whole time I was gone, just telling them to mess it up more because it was too easy for him. So anyway, I came back and I gently pulled out my Rubik's Cube from my backpack and set it like underneath a napkin or something on the table. And then my dad walked over to the table as he was pretending to solve it, and then picked up my Rubik's Cube and put the other one down on the table, which then I tried to hide from the kids, but I couldn't do it. And they figured it out. But anyway, it was hilarious because for like 10 seconds they believed him that he just did it all of a sudden, and in like 3 or 4 turns. And it was just a really good day. And then I came home and I just slept all day. But yeah, anyway, that was my experience today, and I wanted to make a video talking about it. So right now I'm just going to say what I got on my average of 5, which was my my average of 5 was 35 seconds, and my worst solve was 44, my best solve was 31. So that's the end of the video, and I'll see you another time.